Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are when you see this video. Thank you for joining me, Dorothea, on Through an Orthodox Christian Lens. It is October 28th, 2025. Just a couple stories for you regarding Patriarch Bartholomew, the latest in what's going on with him. So we're going to start here. Shout of anathema as Patriarch Bartholomew commemorates schismatic Dumenko in Romania. Yes, we know who he is by all the articles that I've shared with you regarding him. Although the Romanian Orthodox Church's Holy Synod has repeatedly rejected calls to recognize the schismatic Orthodox Church of Ukraine, Patriarch Bartholomew of Constantinople commemorated its head, Epiphany Dumenko, during the Divine Liturgy in Bucharest yesterday. The Patriarch was invited to Romania to participate in the consecration of the mosaics of the People's Salvation Cathedral, which was celebrated on Saturday. He remained to concelebrate with his Beatitude Patriarch Daniel and a host of Romanian hierarchs today for the feast of St. Demetrius the New, the patron saint of Bucharest. And despite the Romanian Church's stand on Ukrainian ecclesiastical issues, Patriarch Bartholomew commemorated Epiphany Dumenko of Kiev during the reading of the diptychs of the Great Entrance. Dumenko's organization, the OCU, was created by Constantinople and the Ukrainian and U.S. governments in December 2018. When the schismatic head was commemorated by Patriarch Bartholomew yesterday, a very clear shout of anathema was heard from either a cleric or layman attending the service. I'm going to play this portion. It's towards right at the beginning. Listen for it. I'll try to turn this up really loud so you can hear, because it's kind of hard to hear.
Ioanu Tiranon, Rostislavu Prešov, Epifaniu Kievu, Consilitul Undonimi.
Did you hear that? Anathema. Yeah. Patriarch Theodoros of Alexandria behaved similarly in November 2019 when he commemorated the schismatic Dumenko during a liturgy in Limassol, metropolis of the Church of Cyprus, despite actually promising the local hierarch, His Eminence Metropolitan Athanasios, that he would not do so. In March 2024, Patriarch Bartholomew brought Dumenko and another schismatic hierarch to the funeral of His Holiness Patriarch Neophyte of Bulgaria, although they weren't invited, inasmuch as the Bulgarian Church also has not recognized the OCU. Yeah. He continues to do things that cause real problems in the church. One other article regarding him. Patriarch Bartholomew troubled by disorderly voices criticizing his church. In Bucharest, the head of Constantinople called mistaken the theory that his church had lost its appellate authority. On October 27, 2025, in Bucharest, Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew addressed the Holy Synod of the Romanian Orthodox Church, expressing concern over growing criticism of the Ecumenical Patriarchate from some local churches. He spoke of the pain of the Mother Church and her deep anxiety over the disorderly yet increasingly frequent voices of certain local churches claiming that she has lost her inherited responsibility, asserting that we are said to be living in a so-called post-Constantinopolitan period. The Mother Church. Patriarch Bartholomew firmly rejected these claims. The erroneous theory that the Archbishop of Constantinople has lost his appellate responsibility and the consequences arising from it do not escape the notice of people of truth. He sharply criticized churches that question Constantinople's authority. Their institutional origin and structure exist solely through the exhaustive care of the Holy Great Church of Christ. With such assertions, they destroy themselves and negatively affect the church's present. Well, the problem is not the patriarchate there. It's the patriarch installed there that's been there for ages, who I think has done grave errors with this whole issue because of his weakness with the State Department, as I've said, the U.S. State Department, and how he's feeling in Turkey and how it had been difficult over the past, many, many decades. But he goes to the U.S. for help, which is a mistake, as I told you a while back when I did that article, or I read that article about Mike Pompeo receiving the award for his help in creating these schismatic church, this schismatic church in Ukraine. So, as I said, I feel like he's become a pope, and why aren't you listening to the mother church? And he's first with no equals. It's not first among equals, it's with no equals. And he is acting like a pope, in my opinion. As I said, he's done some very hurtful and damaging things to the church. And I think that he should actually step down. At some point he needs to. I would suggest he does that, but that's just me. I don't think anybody's going to listen to me, but I am a member of the church. And in Orthodoxy, when you're a member of the church, it doesn't matter if you're a bishop, if you're a lay person, if you're a priest, if you're a deacon, if you're a reader, you all are on equal standing in front of God. Yes, we have a hierarchy, but as Father, is he a father? He was a monk. Meletios, a British monk, had said in his book, Bread and Wine, I think it was called. I haven't read it in many years, but I read it a long time ago. He said bishops and lay people are equal. A baby that's baptized in the church is equal to a bishop. I don't know if you know that, but it's true. But we respect the office, as I said. We respect the patriarchate of Constantinople. However, as I said, this bishop has some problems. And he continues to, as they like to say today, double down on his error instead of repenting and correcting it. We'll see. I mean, there's this terrible prophecy that says something's going to happen to him, that he's going to be killed. And I think it happens sometime. I'm not sure if it's after Erdogan's fall or sometime, around that time, or if it's during the war with Russia and Turkey. I don't remember. I just know it's in that time frame era of the World War III and everything that's going to happen. I think there's just a couple of holy people that had said that. I had visions on it, but don't know what's going to happen. I just wish he would repent and correct his error, I mean, yeah. Well, anyway, that's what I had to share for you this evening. I hope you're having a great day, morning, evening. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for following my channel. And I wish you a blessed evening. Until next time.